I should get 10 magic bands and wear them all up and down my arm. And then just every day have them change where the connection is. So then I just wave my arms in front of everything I need. Like that. Just it's like a magic arm, like noodle arms. Just flop them against the hotel room door until it opens.
It's not like waving. You have to like touch it to the Mickey.
So just rub it. Rub your arm up against the hotel door until it hits the band. And then I'll hold it out every morning to the front desk, and I'll just like pick one at random, and I'll close my eyes, and I won't know throughout the day. It'll be like a little game.
I think that's a terrible idea, but okay.
So Disney World Bingo. We're going to play Disney World Bingo at Disney World because it's called Disney World Bingo, and that's where we should play Disney World Bingo. And
Disney World Bingo.
What?
That's the only place you can play Disney World Bingo.
That's a fair point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So the idea came from Christine initially, who I guess was just Googling Disney World Bingo. I don't know how you got the Disney World Bingo card.
Actually, I gotta give credit to Reddit. That rhymed. I was on the Walt Disney World subreddit, and somebody posted an image that they were doing this with their family. And I just randomly passed it to Rob and was like, hey, how cool is this? And then Rob, being the mastermind that he was, wove this into our trip.
Make it a video. And I did some Googling. This is not like a new idea. Apparently a lot of people do this. They play Disney World Bingo. And so we're going to play Disney World Bingo. And we were talking about it because it's going to be a group of 4 of us going down there. And we'll split into teams of 2. And we were talking about, okay, how are we going to make... Are we going to make the cards, or are we going to take one of the cards off the internet? And then Laura had the great idea, which is, why don't you let your subscribers make the cards? And so we were like, no. Well, we were like, a little bit, maybe. That's kind of a great idea. Let's work with that. So here's the idea. For the next month or so, we're going to turn to you guys for ideas for what we should put on these bingo cards for when we go down and we play Disney World Bingo and we record it and we make a Disney World Bingo video. And we're going to give you a whole month so you can get as many ideas as you have out there and, on the video in the comments. And then at the end of that whole period, what we're going to do is we're going to take the big pool of ideas, and then Christine and Peter are going to sit down and they're going to put together the card that me and Laura are going to have to play with. And then me and Laura are going to sit down and we're going to put together the card that Christine and Peter are going to have to play with. And so that way, even though we know what all the challenges are that we can pick from, none of us are going to know exactly what the bingo card says until the day we actually play it. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think it'll be a cool way for you guys to try and interact with the game. But first, we need to lay down some ground rules. So,
rule number 1. I'm just going to be your rule counter, okay?
Okay, rule number 1. None of the ideas can break any laws or any Disney World rules. In short, if it's an idea that will get any of us in trouble at Disney World, we're not going to do it. So don't even bother.
You don't want to get arrested by Mickey police.
Right. No, tackle Goofy. That's a bad idea. That's how you get ejected from the park and you never get asked back. So That's rule number 1.
Rule number 2.
Rule number 2, we're going to be playing this in Disney's Hollywood Studios. So these ideas should be specific to Hollywood Studios. That doesn't mean it has to be something that could only be done in Hollywood Studios, but it has to be something that can be done in Hollywood Studios. So for instance, we cannot climb Spaceship Earth because that breaks rule number 1 and also breaks rule number 2. I mean, we could do that. I'll go do that, but not for bingo.
Wait, has anybody ever done that?
Probably not. Look, it's a sphere. How are you going to get to the halfway point? You're just going to fall off.
There's grooves, like little grooves.
Yeah,
I think you could do it.
Maybe you can do it.
Don't put that on.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to do it. Okay.
Rule. Are we up to? Are we next?
Yeah.
Rule number 3.
Rule number 3, no pranks. We're not a prank YouTube channel. This isn't it's just a prank, bro, and we're pranking innocent people who don't know what's going on. None of that stuff. It has to be good-natured. Disney is a fun place. Everyone should be having a good time. Nobody should be the victim of a prank or the subject of a prank, so none of that stuff. So if you wanted us to give a wedgie to a park goer while they're online for Soarin', We can't do that because that breaks rule number 1, that breaks rule number 2, that breaks rule number 3.
And you're good at this.
I know. I'm coming up with all the worst situations here.
Are we on to the next one?
Yep, we're on to the next one. You're good at this.
I know. Rule number 4.
Rule number 4 isn't really much of a rule. It's just more of a deadline. You have until September 5th to submit your ideas. And I do mean ideas, plural, because you can submit as many ideas as you want to. And you can submit them a couple of ways. You can submit them in the comments below. Try and lump them together. If you have a whole list of ideas, try and make it like one comment with all 10 or 15. Don't make it like 15 comments. It's a little spammy. Or you can do it through Twitter as long as you have me or Christine on the tweet so that we can track it. Yeah, so just have fun with it. I mean, we're not going to obviously be able to grab all of them and do all of them. But we're going to try to, I think it'd be a cool idea if we credit the person who came up with the idea while we're playing. So we put their name on the card or something like that. I think that'd be neat. And we'll have a blast. And then it's a race to see who can get to bingo first. And I forgot to mention, I was going to do a quick thing of like, if you didn't know what bingo was, this is how bingo works. But do you think that's, I feel like everybody must know how bingo works.
80-year-olds know what bingo is.
Yeah.
I think anyone younger...
Maybe
everybody's playing bingo on their phones now.
But here's the thing. Here's the mime logic. If you're over a certain age, you must know what bingo is because it's bingo. If you're under a certain age, you might not know what bingo is, but you're tech savvy enough that you've probably already Googled what's bingo, and so you probably know what bingo is now. So I'm just gonna skip the whole explanation. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. So again, leave your ideas in the comments below. Keep coming back to this video. That's the one thing I should throw onto the rules. Do you want to add a rule 5?
Yes.
Okay. Go for it.
Rule number 5.
Rule 5. Don't submit your ideas in other videos on the channel because I'm totally bad at keeping track of that stuff and it will get lost. So try and keep all your ideas here and on Twitter. So those 2 things, because those 2 things I can track. So those are the 5 rules. So have fun with it. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun video. I can't wait to beat Christine and Peter because that is going to be the outlook. If you are going to run like your own betting tournament, I'm just saying bet on me because I will win.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Or for a big enough fee, I'll throw the game. You got to cut me in on a pretty big bet though for me to do that. My pride costs a lot.
I mean, the good thing is that we're doing this in Hollywood Studios, not like the Magic Kingdom, because if we were in the Magic Kingdom, I would get distracted by Dole Whips, and then you'd win.
Right.
So...
we would go to the final meeting point and be like, where are they? And then you're just face covered in Dole Whips because you've
with
just
like
been
5
downing
empty
them.
Dole Whip things.
You're just surrounded, like waist high. It's like, is she wearing, like, you squint, is she wearing like one of those big poofy dresses? No, those are Dole Whip cups that have just mountained up against her. And she hasn't moved. She's just been eating them in place.
Yep.
That should be a challenge.
Oh, God. And then get on Space Mountain.
And then go on Space Mountain. All right. Thanks for watching. I can't wait to see your ideas. Thanks for the rules, the numbering, Christine. That was very important.
Yeah.
And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.